It's not a game maker, it's not a 3D art tool, it's sort of this lovely mush in between. I like mushiness when it comes to this product. With Create, we sort of fell into it. It started off as a 2D creativity tool, and then it morphed into a 3D as we worked our way through it. And the idea was we wanted to pass on a lot of the fun that we have making games, because messing around with computers and having them do various weird things is really, really fun. One of the things obviously I enjoy most is making things and being hands-on. And I think that with Create, whenever there was a design choice with the team, I would always encourage the team to put it in the hands of the player, put it in the hands of the user. And so I think there's a strong influence there, because it's very, very fun to be able to just do stuff. Maybe I'm just a big kid, but I still find it delightful to press a key or hit a button and watch something on the screen happen. I mean, it's just endlessly amusing. One of the very specific elements that I feel strongly about is you don't have to do challenges. I like toys to a large degree, and it goes back to when Will Wright started doing Maxis, he was insistent he wanted to make software toys, not games. And that heritage came down through the team and was instilled into me as I was working on The Sims. And I still feel very strongly about it. I think it's exactly the right thing. People generally don't like timers. They generally don't like frustrating puzzles. But game designers, we've got hooked on them because they're very easy outs. They're very easy solutions to how do we keep a player involved. So we've tried to avoid those. The audience for games is becoming more diverse. So I think many people do like linear and story-based experiences. I enjoy those games as well quite often. It's fun to take over a character and just go along for the ride and be that character as they experience a story that's set in advance. I think that's one angle. I think that there's another growing segment of the audience that likes that freedom of actually it's their creations that come through. So what they get to put themselves entirely into it rather than something that the game designers put in. There are two independent titles that are focused on marrying gameplay or pure creativity. Dwarf Fortress is very famous. It's a 2D roguelike where you get to burrow into the side of a mountain and put a colony of dwarves there, and that's a very creative tool. And the other one more recently is Minecraft, which is you get a world that's randomly generated, you get to mine blocks and create buildings and do whatever you want. So I think it's a broad movement, and quite often you'll see indies sort of pave the way for what's coming later. And so I think the future is very bright for creativity and putting more and more control into the hands of the players and less in charge in the hands of the authors. I think it's a good thing.